Welcome to the Redefine Podcast.
All right, welcome back to the show. Thanks for tuning in. Today, we're going to talk about the benefits of organic traffic. And it's not really versus paid traffic. Both sources of traffic have tremendous amounts of value. However, I really like to focus on organic traffic, and that's what we're going to talk about today. Now, for those of you who follow the show regularly, you'll notice that today's episode is releasing later than normal, and I apologize for that. I was going to edit the original recording, and it was just completely unusable. So this is actually a re-record, and that's why it's late. I'm recording and releasing this episode, recording, editing, and releasing this episode on the same day. So I appreciate your patience in allowing me to publish this today's episode later than normal. All right, now we're going to talk about organic traffic and why I absolutely love it. Again, this is not a conversation necessarily that it's organic versus paid traffic. I love paid traffic as well. I just started diving into paid traffic, so I don't have a lot of experience with it, but there's definitely advantages to both. One of the biggest advantages for me with organic traffic is that it's free, right? With content creation being the entry point into marketing, it's more accessible to everybody, right? You can start generating traffic. You can start getting your marketing off the ground for absolutely free, or little to no cost. Let's just say that, right? And so, given that it's free, it's accessible to pretty much everybody, as long as you have a device that you can record on and decent internet connection. Then you're off to the races. And again, you can really start creating and building out your marketing for absolutely no cost. I love that scrappiness, right? I love that nature of it, because it just kind of, having perceivably less resources forces you to be more creative, right? To be creative with what you got, to use what you have, right? Well, whatever's available to you. And so organic traffic, given that it's free, really forces you to do that. And I recognize that not everybody has a working budget, right? Not everybody has disposable income coming into their entrepreneurial ventures. I know for me, when I first got started in network marketing, I had no money. That was the reason I got started with the business in the first place. And so to be able to start creating marketing, had I known this stuff, 20 years ago, to be able to start get your marketing started for free is a huge advantage. So that's primarily the number one, the first and foremost reason why I love organic traffic. Now, the other reason is that there's so many ancillary benefits, right, to engaging in building out your organic traffic through content creation and social media, especially online platforms, right? The fact that it's a longer play, and it does take some time to start generating and creating momentum with organic traffic through content creation. It's a good exercise in patience. It helps you build your persistence and your perseverance, right? All qualities necessary for entrepreneurism, right? And without that, you got to be willing to kind of slog it out for a while in anything, and whether it's your marketing or just building out your business in the first place. You got to be willing to be in it for the long term, and social media content creation, driving organic traffic, really helps you develop that patience, right? Develop that Zen perseverance, because you're not going to necessarily get results right away. Right. And it's just a roller coaster ride, right? With content creation, especially, a post that you've spent hours on, that you think is absolute masterpiece will get 2 views. Whereas like another post the next day that you spent 5 minutes on gets 1,000, right? Right. It's a roller coaster ride that's completely unpredictable. So you got to develop the mindset of consistently posting and consistently showing up every day, regardless of the immediate results that you might be getting, or that you feel like you might be getting, right? It's important it's important in developing the entrepreneurial mindset, right? The other ancillary benefits from organic traffic and the slog of content creation is it's also it's a part of your growth journey, right? And it forces you to kind of address those personal development things that you might already be working on, but other, outside of reading books and attending programs, you have to apply those things that you're learning in personal development and on your personal development growth, your growth journey, because all of that stuff that you have to address, you take with you in your content creation, right? Content creation, there's no financial risk necessarily, but there's a risk to your ego, right? There's a risk to your self-esteem. There's that fear of judgment. There's that fear of being an imposter. There's all these things. There's all these skeletons and these demons that we have. And content creation, as the primary driver of your organic traffic, it forces you to address those things. It really does. Otherwise, just the consistency alone is out the window, right? So the car. Sorry, I'm recording outside. The content creation side of this, it forces you to address those things, right? Because otherwise, like I said, you won't have the consistency that you need, and so developing not just the perseverance, the patience, the persistence, but it also allows you to develop your esteem, right? Your self-confidence, your self-worth. Those are things that it comes with the territory of cutting your teeth with organic traffic. So beyond it being free, which is an important consideration for many, it allows you to really develop as an individual and grow as an individual, and really the effectiveness of your traffic, as long as you're consistently showing up and you're willing to do that personal development work, actually what ends up happening is that your influence grows as you go. And as your influence grows, then the organic traffic improves even more and more and more. And so, yeah, you can really do a lot with organic traffic, and it has so many benefits for you as the individual, right, on your growth journey. So I don't sleep on organic traffic. I know it might seem like paid traffic is a great shortcut, and not to say that it's not, but there are some inherent risks, especially if you don't know what you're doing, right? I only recently started getting into paid traffic because I wanted to learn or really get a handle on organic traffic and content creation. And, as I dove into organic traffic recently, paid traffic recently, I actually already had a level of comfort with creating posts and writing and copywriting, because of all my years of doing this, right? Of doing this organic traffic and content creation. Even before I was using social media and online platforms as marketing, I was already creating posts. I was already writing blogs and doing a lot of writing. So I had, at the very least, I could say that I'm not too shabby with my copywriting. So I was okay with taking a little bit of a financial risk with my first foray into paid traffic. And of course, I'm going to continue to explore that and get better at it. However, if you're brand new, I would advise against it, unless again you have the disposable income to throw into learning the hard way, or also disposable income to throw at a decent copywriter for your marketing, right? All right. Yeah. If you have all that, then for sure dive into paid traffic, but also don't ignore organic traffic, because that's how you build the community, right? That's how you build the audience and the influence. And that's what ultimately people will not get connected with, but that's what people will connect with when it comes to your brand. Whatever your product, whatever your services is, outside of even just creating a personal brand, people want to know that there's a human being behind whatever the business is. And so creating content and generating organic traffic through that content, I think, is such an advantage for everybody, regardless of what your business is, right? Regardless of what you're selling, regardless of what your products or services are. So organic traffic, lots of advantages, and I encourage all of you I'm always talking about content creation as the best starting point for your marketing. So yeah, jump right in, jump right in. There's a lot of advantages, and the sooner you get to it, the sooner you'll get better at it, right? I know it's one of those things that, oh yeah, creating content and putting myself online, and even recording a video or even just an audio, it can be frightening and intimidating. But it really, the sooner you do it, the sooner you'll get better at it, right? It's one of those things. Just rip the Band-Aid off, do the hard thing first, and it'll cease being harder. It'll stop being harder sooner, right? That's my point. Anyways, that's a whole different topic for a whole different another episode. So we'll save that for later. Thanks for tuning in today. Again, I appreciate you letting me release this episode later than normal. More from me tomorrow, of course. So until then, be well, be safe. We'll see you in the next episode.